The story of flight is, in many ways, the story of modern humanity. A century ago, the idea of traveling thousands of miles through the air in a matter of hours was science fiction. Today, air travel is so routine that tens of millions of passengers step onto airplanes every single week. We hardly pause to consider the miracle of what we are doing, hurtling through the sky at nearly the speed of sound. In machines that connect continents, cultures, and economies. But as extraordinary as aviation has been, the industry now stands at a crossroads. The aircraft we know today, jetliners with long fuselages, swept wings, and engines burning fossil fuels, are approaching their technological limits. At the same time, the world is demanding something more. Cleaner skies, faster connections, safer journeys, experiences that transform the stress of flying into something closer to wonder. The question is no longer whether aviation will change, but how and how soon. The answers lie in a future where technology, design, and imagination converge to redefine the skies. In the decades ahead, air travel will be reshaped by three forces. The first is the transformation of the aircraft themselves, how they are powered, how they are built, and how they fly. The second is the passenger experience, what it feels like to step into an airport, board a plane, and spend hours in the air. And the third is the wider ecosystem, the networks, systems, and societies that will determine how flight fits into a world facing unprecedented challenges. To understand where we are headed, we must first look at propulsion, the beating heart of aviation. The modern jet engine is one of the most remarkable inventions of the 20th century. It has carried billions of people safely and efficiently across the globe. Yet it depends on a single resource, kerosene-based jet fuel. This reliance on fossil energy is aviation's greatest vulnerability. Not only does it contribute significantly to climate change, but it also ties the industry to a finite resource whose extraction and use carry environmental costs. The race is on to find alternatives. Some point to electricity as the future. Imagine small commuter planes, their propellers spinning silently, powered entirely by batteries. In fact, this is no longer imagination. Experimental electric aircraft already exist. They can carry a handful of passengers over short distances, ideal for regional travel or urban connections. The challenge, however, is energy density. Jet fuel contains far more energy per kilogram than today's batteries, making it extremely difficult to scale electric propulsion to large airliners. And yet progress is relentless. Battery technology is advancing every year. Chemistries are evolving, weights are dropping, and capacities are climbing. While a fully electric jumbo jet may remain out of reach for decades, hybrid electric aircraft combining traditional engines with electric motors are much closer. These could reduce fuel consumption and emissions dramatically, serving as a bridge to more radical solutions. Hydrogen is another contender, offering the promise of clean, abundant energy. When burned in modified engines, hydrogen produces thrust with no carbon dioxide emissions, only water vapor. Alternatively, hydrogen can power fuel cells, which generate electricity to run electric motors. The challenges are formidable. Hydrogen must be stored at cryogenic temperatures or under extreme pressure, requiring entirely new aircraft designs. Yet the potential is immense. A hydrogen-powered aircraft could, in theory, travel long distances without emitting greenhouse gases. This vision has captivated engineers. Concept designs show futuristic aircraft with bulbous fuselages, designed to house massive hydrogen tanks and wings optimized for new aerodynamic realities. Demonstrator flights are planned within the next decade. If successful, hydrogen could power a new generation of medium-range aircraft in the 2030s and beyond. But what about today? For the vast fleets of existing airplanes, the most immediate solution lies in sustainable aviation fuels, or SAFs. These fuels are chemically similar to kerosene, but made from renewable sources, waste oils, agricultural byproducts, or even carbon captured from the air. SAFs can be used in existing engines, requiring no new infrastructure at airports. The problem for now is cost. SAFs remain several times more expensive than conventional jet fuel. But as production scales and as governments introduce incentives, they could become the backbone of aviation's transition to a lower carbon future. Propulsion is not the only frontier. The very shape of aircraft is changing. For decades, airliners have been long tubes with wings, a design optimized around efficiency, but constrained by airport gates and runways. Tomorrow's planes may look very different. The blended wing body, for example, merges the fuselage and wings into a single aerodynamic form. This design reduces drag, increases lift, and creates cavernous interiors that could be configured in entirely new ways. At the same time, the dream of faster flight is returning. Supersonic aircraft, once abandoned with the retirement of Concorde, are poised for a comeback. New designs promise to have flight times across oceans while addressing the noise, fuel, and environmental challenges that plagued earlier attempts. And beyond supersonic lies hypersonic, traveling at speeds above Mach 5. At those velocities, a journey from New York to Tokyo could take just a few hours. Technical challenges are enormous: heat management, fuel efficiency, safety, but the ambition is unmistakable. Humanity has always reached for speed, and aviation is no exception. Yet the future of flight is not only about crossing continents, it is also about reimagining how we move within cities themselves. The rise of electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles promises to bring aviation into the daily lives of millions. Picture a skyline where small aircraft buzz quietly between rooftops, ferrying passengers across congested cities in minutes. These flying taxis, powered by electric rotors, could transform urban mobility, connecting neighborhoods to airports, business districts, and suburbs. Though challenges remain: regulation, safety, infrastructure, the concept is rapidly becoming reality, with test flights underway in cities across the globe. As aircraft evolve, so too will the passenger experience. For many travelers, the ordeal of flying is defined less by the plane itself than by the journey through the airport. Security lines, crowded terminals, delays, and cramped cabins have become synonymous with air travel. But here too, change is coming. Imagine arriving at an airport where there are no lines. Biometric recognition systems scan your face as you walk, confirming your identity and verifying your ticket. Luggage is dropped off through automated kiosks that track it seamlessly from check-in to baggage claim. Security is invisible. Powered by AI systems that scan for threats without forcing passengers to remove shoes, belts, or laptops. Boarding is equally smooth. Personalized notifications guide you to your gate, your boarding group, and your seat, minimizing congestion and confusion. Smart boarding bridges adapt to different aircraft designs, while automated assistants help passengers with accessibility needs. The chaos of today's airport could give way to something almost serene. Inside the cabin, the transformation is just as profound. Aircraft interiors of the future may be modular, reconfiguring themselves based on demand. On one flight, a section might contain business-class pods. On another, family-friendly seating or communal lounges. Lighting and soundscapes will be designed not just for aesthetics, but for passenger well-being, reducing stress, combating jet lag, and enhancing rest. Connectivity will be ubiquitous. High-speed satellite internet will make in-flight connections as seamless as those on the ground. Entertainment could expand beyond screens, offering immersive experiences through augmented and virtual reality. Some passengers may work in connected spaces, attending virtual meetings mid-air. Others may use personalized health and wellness programs, seats that adjust posture automatically, sensors that monitor hydration, or cabin systems that optimize air quality and humidity. Even the food may change. Advances in food technology and supply chains could make in-flight dining fresher, healthier, and more sustainable. Personalized menus, selected in advance and prepared with precision, could replace the standardized trays of today. Plant-based proteins and lab-grown meats may become common, reducing the environmental footprint of catering. All of this requires airports themselves to evolve. No longer just transit points, they could become integrated hubs of mobility. High-speed rail, autonomous vehicles, and urban air taxis could link directly to terminals, creating seamless multimodal journeys. Airports might expand vertically, with rooftop pads for eVTOLs and underground tunnels for autonomous shuttles. What today feels like a fragmented series of steps, check-in, security, boarding, could merge into a single, fluid experience. Behind the scenes, automation will revolutionize operations. Self-driving vehicles could handle baggage transport. Drones could inspect aircraft for damage, and AI could coordinate takeoffs and landings with precision beyond human capacity. Pilots may increasingly become managers of intelligent systems rather than direct operators, monitoring flights while advanced autopilot handles routine tasks. But technology alone cannot shape the future of aviation. Broader forces, economic, political, and cultural, will determine how these visions unfold. Air travel is deeply tied to global trade, tourism, and migration. Airlines operate on razor-thin margins, and any innovation must make financial sense. Governments regulate safety, emissions, and airspace. Public opinion influences demand, with passengers increasingly aware of their environmental impact. One scenario is that air travel becomes stratified. Long-haul flights may continue to rely on large, efficient aircraft powered by sustainable fuels, while regional and short-haul flights shift toward electric and hydrogen designs. Supersonic and hypersonic travel may remain niche, catering to premium markets. Urban air mobility could flourish in dense megacities, while other regions stick to ground transport. Another scenario envisions deeper integration. High-speed rail replaces many short flights, with airlines focusing on intercontinental connections. Passengers book end-to-end journeys that combine planes, trains, and air taxis seamlessly through a single digital platform. The distinction between air and ground travel blurs, replaced by a holistic network of mobility. What seems certain is that the next few decades will bring more change to aviation than the last half-century. By the 2040s, short-haul flights could be predominantly electric or hydrogen-powered. Sustainable fuels may dominate long-haul markets. Passenger experiences may be smoother, healthier, and more connected than ever before. Airports may evolve into futuristic hubs of mobility, and new forms of flight, urban, supersonic, perhaps even space-based, may redefine our relationship with the skies. The stakes are high. Aviation is not just about convenience, it is about human connection. It enables families to reunite, cultures to exchange, economies to thrive, and ideas to spread. It is a driver of globalization, but also a symbol of humanity's ambition to transcend boundaries. The future of air travel will be shaped by countless decisions, by engineers designing new engines, by policymakers setting environmental goals, by passengers choosing how and when to fly. It will be shaped by crises and opportunities, by breakthroughs and setbacks. And it will reflect the values of the societies that build it. From the Wright brothers' first flight at Kitty Hawk to the supersonic dreams of the Concorde, aviation has always pushed us to imagine what lies beyond the horizon. The coming decades may bring the most transformative chapter yet. Cleaner, faster, smarter, more connected. Tomorrow's air travel could be not just a continuation of the jet age, but the dawn of something entirely new. As we look upward, we are reminded of a simple truth. Flight has never just been about reaching a destination. It has always been about the journey, the act of lifting off, of transcending gravity, of exploring what is possible, the future. That journey may look and feel very different. But the wonder, the awe, the sheer human achievement of flying, that will remain. 'Cause in the end, the sky is not the limit, but is only the beginning.